Controversial, yes. Appropriate, you said. And that you can't use the Bible because it's so full of violence. And you only could go back to the Old Testament. Isn't that interesting? The only examples, but you didn't use the New Testament. See, we don't follow the Old Testament model today. Thank God I don't follow Moses. I'm going to have to start sacrificing again. I'm going to have to out to the goats. I'm going to have to start circumcising. Ouch to me. I'm going to have to start executing my rebellious sons. Out to my sons. Thank God I don't follow Moses. I follow Jesus. And it's Jesus who says very clearly, let's keep that down. It's Jesus who says very clearly in Matthew 5, I have not come to destroy the law. I have not come to destroy the Old Testament. I have come to fulfill it. And what does Jesus say next? 6 times. He gives example of how he's going to fulfill it. You have heard it say, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a teeth. Now I say, turn the other cheek. You have heard it say to love your friends and hate your enemy. Now I say to love your enemy. A new law, a new covenant, a new testament. And that's our testament and that's our model today. It is not a model of violence. What is interesting is you didn't want to go back to the Quran. What about the violence in the Quran? In fact, look at your violence and see that your violence all comes in the Medinan material, which is the later material. There's 149 violent verses in the Quran. What are you going to do with those? Slay the unbeliever wherever you find them. Surah 9, Ayah 5. Cut off the hands of the thieves. Surah 5, Ayah 38. What about Surah 24, Ayah 2? Flogged the adulterers 100 lashes. Thank goodness we don't have that for today. Thank goodness I don't follow the Quran. Sexual activity, you said, and you looked at the Ezekiel 23, Song of Solomon. What about Surah 2, Ayah 223, which says the wife of a woman is nothing more than a tilth for her husband, and her husband can plow her anytime he wants. Horrendous when you think of the implications of that. Surah 2, Ayah 230, which says a man may divorce his wife simply by saying talak 3 times, and that afterwards, if he decides to take her back, he cannot take her back. She has to marry another man. That man has to consummate the marriage, and only after he then divorces can he take her back. Now tell me, what does that say about women? You say, where do we find Jesus? Well, I will tell you, you don't find him in the Quran, because the Issa that is there is not my Jesus.
Time.
The Issa is there, I don't recognize.
Time.
Are you serious?
5 minutes.